let's get into this. For people that may not know who Ethan Coury is, can you give us a little bit of background? Let them know who you are.
Yes, sir. My name is Ethan Coury. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I've grown up around basketball, played AAU since I was probably in first grade. So have had a great feel for the landscape for as long as I can remember. And, all I've known for my love of sports is basketball. I graduated from the University of Louisville with my undergrad and master's degree in business administration, as I mentioned earlier. And this is going on year four, working with Easy Sports Group, the best agency in the business. We are an NBA, NIL, and FIBA agency. And, when it comes to what we do on that side, we're very hands on, helping all of our guys at all three levels: high school, college, and pro. And yeah, that's a little bit about what I do with that. And then also, as you mentioned, with La Familia, helping out on that side as director of operations has been a blessing and a great experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, have you always wanted to work in the sports field? What got you into sports?
Yeah, just, like I said, growing up playing basketball, being around it, I always knew I wanted to do something, involving basketball, and the business side always interested me. I knew that the NBA as the end goal would more than likely not be happening once I got to a certain point in my life and began to pivot, looking into other opportunities. I met Corey Markham through Jay Scrub, one of my good friends, and Corey is the founder of Easy Sports Group. I got an opportunity about 4 or 5 years ago now to get started. I took my FIBA agent test and was able to kind of pave my way through there.
Awesome. So, you're in year four. What's the biggest lesson you've learned so far being with Easy Sports Group?
Yeah, I would say the biggest lesson is, the basketball community is very small, as a lot of people know, and even so much on the national level, I would think that people don't really realize everyone knows each other, whether it's a coach at Georgetown College and then be connected with somebody at BYU or somebody at Arizona. It doesn't matter what level; everyone is pretty connected, and that's really been a big lesson for me, knowing how important relationships are and how to foster them.
So, what's the day in the life of a sports agent like?
Yeah, every day is different. I tell people all the time, it's not for everybody. I love what I do. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. But I don't think, you know, and I don't say this arrogantly, but I don't think what I do is meant for everybody just for how much I'm on the phone. I'm, on the phone 12 to 15 hours a day, sending texts, making phone calls, sending emails, and doing everything in between. So, watching guys on the road. Right now, I'm in Tampa. We've got our NBA pre draft process going on. So, getting to attend different events like this and go through to different events across the country in the basketball world has been a blessing to me.
Sweet. So, what's some misconceptions that most of us have about, in the industry as agent, NIL? What's some misconceptions?
I would say the biggest misconception has to do with agents always having money as the end goal. I know with our company and with how we operate, that's definitely not the case. We want to make sure that we put all of our guys in the right situation to succeed long term. And with that being said, we've had multiple guys over the past couple years that have turned down more money at a bigger school or maybe even a smaller school uh, to to be in the right situation. So we're going to be looking for that when it comes to our approach with the agencies. And yeah,
So, what separates athletes who maximize their opportunities from the athletes that don't?
yeah, I think at the end of the day, hard work, doing the extra work, and doing behind closed doors what you would do in front of people when they're not looking. I think is something that a lot of people that goes a long way with a lot of people. Coaches look for little stuff when it comes to recruiting guys. Everyone understands that if you're playing college basketball, especially Division 1, you've got a talent, but it's the little stuff off the court and even on the court, obviously, that's going to set you apart. So I think guys that maximize that and really understand that, and also more importantly, trust the process. A lot of people, I think, get caught up in seeing what other people have going on in their life, and they think that they don't really, have a lot going for them as much when you kind of point the finger. But when guys are really locked in and they understand their goals and are determined, then I think that's when guys really are able to maximize it.
So, how important are relationships in this business?
Yeah, relationships are everything. I probably wouldn't be an agent, to be honest with you, if I never knew some of the people that I knew. And yeah, I can't stress how much of an importance the relationship piece is when it comes to dealing with coaches, people in AAU, uh, you name it, parents, everything. It's number one when it comes to this business.
So, I just found out, maybe it was a few days ago, that you're director of operations for La Familia, right?
Yes,
How did that
sir.
opportunity come about? How did that opportunity come about for you?
Yeah, last summer, Twanny Beckham, who is somebody I would consider a good friend and a mentor to me, he reached out to me, asked if I wanted to be a part of it, and was able to kind of hit the ground running with that a year ago. And now, obviously, with this year, the new format, playing against Louisville and a potential 3-game series is big news. I know we're all excited for it and can't wait for this opportunity.
So, can you tell us a little bit about your roles, director of operations? What kind of role are you going to have during the TBT?
Yeah, so over the past couple months, helping facilitate some of the roster construction and sponsorships has been a lot of my focus. Once the season begins, or once the tournament begins in July, I'll begin to shift focus and do some stuff on court with the guys, as well as handle some of the logistics off the court.
So, what was the atmosphere during the TBT last year? Were you there? I
Atmosphere.
guess.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're here. What? How was the atmosphere last year?
The atmosphere was great. I can't wait for this year. Just thinking about last year, I can imagine with it being a series against Louisville, it's going to be very intense, and the atmosphere is going to be as good as it comes in TBT. Obviously, Kentucky fans are as passionate and as good as they come for cheering on their team, and we're really looking forward to it.
So, you're a U of L graduate, but you're the director of operations for La Familia. How's that happen?
Yeah, that's right. I know. It's pretty full circle moment. I think I kind of grew up a Kentucky fan as a kid, but just being able to like I said, relationships are everything in this business, and capitalizing on an opportunity like this, I couldn't say no to it. So very, very excited about it.
So, I'm really interested about the recruiting exposure. How important is it for a player to find the right fit?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, fit is everything. In today's age, I think everyone gets caught up in money and all the other factors that go into recruiting. But at the end of the day, everyone has the same goal to get to the NBA, and we want to put our guys in the right fit, right situation. So the fit is everything at every level.
So, how much have you seen social media change recruiting in the recruiting world?
It's crazy. I feel like when I was getting, when I was in high school playing about 8 to 10 years ago, it seems like the recruiting landscape and social media has changed a lot, obviously with NIL, but um, I mean, every time I open up Instagram now, I see 50 mixtapes of all these kids and pictures from every event, which I love. I think the social media part and marketing is huge and important in today's day and age. But yeah, the social media definitely plays a factor. Uh, I think it can be positive for how some people use it, but as we all know, there's some negative parts of it as well.
Yeah. So, what's some of the best advice you can give athletes trying to earn scholarships?
Yeah, some of the best advice I would give, I think, is you know, don't you shouldn't have to be told to go work out, or if you really want it, it's in you. You don't have to have somebody get it out of you every single day and tell you to get up. Uh, you know, do it on your own. I think, as I mentioned earlier, really trust the process and be bought in. understand your goals, write them down, and really manifest them. And I think once guys start to lock in and understand, what's possible, and I think that a lot of people don't realize how close they could be to getting something accomplished in recruiting, if they just really work their butt off and don't let anyone tell them they can't make it happen.
That's awesome. So, what are some challenges that these players or athletes face today in the college sports landscape?
Yeah, there's a lot of challenges. People throwing stuff at them left and right, whether it's off court or on court. I think the biggest challenge, to be honest with you, going back to social media, just over the past couple of years, seeing the kind of messages my guys get after games and the way some fans talk to them. I mean, it's crazy to me. Blows my mind, honestly. But just I think dealing with that part of the game is something that a lot of people don't consider as much, and it can really beat them down if they're not, taking the importance of it.
Yeah, I think the mental game is just as important as the game on the floor. Just being able to handle the negativity, not only from your fans but from people all across the world on social media, and especially with sports betting these days, you got people that are not even fans, got money riding on games, and you have a bad game, you're going to hear about it. Poor Chet from the OKC, he's catching heat right now for his performance. But I guess this is probably I'm most excited. I want to talk a little bit about Kentucky high school basketball. And how would you describe Kentucky high school basketball right now as compared to where you were playing ball in like 2015, 2016?
Yeah, coming out, there was always a few guys who everyone thought or knew could be Division One. Now it seems like there's at least a dozen guys in this day and age, or in this era of high school basketball in Kentucky, of guys that are going to be able to play, some level of Division One basketball. But overall, I think the landscape
Yeah, at
and
least a dozen. Oh,
yeah, at least. But yeah, no, overall, I think the that Kentucky high school basketball is trending in the right direction. I honestly think that we're right there when it comes to, anyone, when it comes to the direction that we're headed, and uh, the amount of guys that we have on the come up. It's very exciting to see.
so who are some of the guys that have stood out to you here lately or recently?
Yeah, I've got to shout out my guys, Josh Lindsay over at St. X, of course, Austin Sears over at Montgomery County, Armani Bird, who's having a huge summer. Uh, he's gonna have a big senior year. We're very excited. And then Elijah Owens over at Ashland. I know he's going to be one of the top sophomores in the state this year, and we're expecting a big year from him as well. So very high on those dudes, and as well as a bunch of other guys around the state.
Yeah, every time I do that, it jacks it up. Yeah.
I can hear you.
Speaking of the Armani Bird, yeah, I was speaking of the Armani Bird kid. He just picked up an offer from USF, right? That's big.
Yes, it's huge. South Florida. I know they love him.
What about who are some Kentucky guys that you're seeing getting some big national in the news in the recruiting? I know Josh Lindsay is. Uh, I know you want to talk about your guys, but there's some other guys for Kentucky that are that you're getting in your ear a lot.
Yeah, I mean, one that really stands out obviously is Mason Grivna, over there with Coach Willis at Ballard, and playing with Ellis Miles with Wildcat. So I think his game speaks for itself. The improvement that he's made over the past year, and just the passion that he plays for. His potential is through the roof. I think he's somebody that really stands out.
Yeah, I told somebody the other day he might be the best recruit to come out of Kentucky.
Yeah, he's got a chance, man. He's got a chance.
So let's get over to the sports business. What advice would you give someone who wants to work in the sports business?
Man, I would say you have to start somewhere, whether it's wiping floors for something for a team, being a manager somewhere, starting out as a high school coach or a middle school coach, coaching little league football, whatever it is, just you have to start somewhere, and from there you'll be able to, hopefully build relationships. As I was fortunate enough to do, I want to give a shout out to the Delta Foundation. They've played a huge part in my journey and my pathway to being an agent. Wes Hinton and Jason Scrub over there with what they're doing, and what we've got going on. It's the best nonprofit in the state, in my opinion, from what we do. And being able to meet Coury and Corey Markham with Easy Sports and those guys through Delta has been huge. So I would just like to say you got to start somewhere, even if it's somewhere that you don't think will have that opportunity for you. Build relationships with people. You never know what can come out of it.
So, what skills matter the most in this industry?
Yeah, I think communication is huge. As I mentioned, just being on the phone as much as I am, and being able to talk and relate to people is huge in with what I do. I think also trust, building that trust with parents, coaches, obviously the clients. All that is a huge, huge factor as well.
What keeps Ethan Corey motivated every day?
And what keeps me motivated every day, honestly, is just that I wake up every day knowing that nothing's going to be given to me. I love what I do. I wake up every day and I enjoy being an agent and doing what I do in this field. So it's very rewarding to be able to say that I wake up every day and enjoy my work. It doesn't feel like I ever do work. So um, just being able to knowing I'm waking up the next morning, God willing, and I'm being able to do what I love to do, I think is what really motivates me. And also just my family and friends knowing how much they care and have poured into me really, put some fire under me.
Well said, my man. Well said. Let's have some rapid fire. Who's your favorite athlete of all time?
I'll go Kobe Bryant. Everyone knows Kobe's my favorite.
Kobe. What about your favorite sports movie?
Sports movie? I'll go Hoosiers.
Nice. So, what's the favorite arena you visited?
Ooh, that's a good question. My favorite arena that I visited? Uh, man, I really liked Bud Walton Arena, honestly, in Fayetteville, Arkansas. I liked the arena a lot. I thought the atmosphere was great. That was about 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. And then I'd probably say Chapel Hill is like 1A, 1B with that for me.
So, what's your favorite part of being an agent?
Yeah, my favorite part about being an agent is building relationships with people that, some that I've looked up to, honestly, my entire life, others that I've been able to meet at the beginning of my journey, and being able to grow with them over the past few years has been awesome. So just the relationships I'm able to build has been great. I think, some of the most important people in my life outside of my family and friends are those that I'm involved with, and as an agent. So that means a lot to me.
So, NBA Finals or March Madness?
March Madness for sure. I'm excited for the finals tomorrow, though. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go with the Spurs. I love Jalen Brunson. I think he's as good as they come. But yeah, Wemby's different. I think he's destined for this one. How about you?
Yeah, I'm with the Spurs. Jalen Brunson's playing out of his mind, but Wimby is 7'4" and moves like he does.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just he's an alien, man. He's an alien. Like
yeah,
that's just I've never seen that in my lifetime. Like a 7'4", he can get on the perimeter. He can do it all. I mean, yeah, I think the Spurs are probably. He seems so motivated to win a title, but Jalen Brunson does too. So the Knicks have been on a run in the playoffs, but the Spurs they handed OKC. I just think Wimby's going to pull it out. So what's next for Ethan Corey and Easy Sports Group?
yeah. I would say what's next, man, is really taking it day by day and seeing what the good Lord brings us. I think every day is a new opportunity to get better. We're always obviously looking to grow and find ways to uh, perfect our craft. So just take it day by day and see what takes us. But over the next couple of weeks, the overseas market on the pro side is began to slowly open up. So a lot of focus will go towards getting our pros on the overseas side placed and jobs, get their jobs taken care of. So yeah, that's kind of where I'll be with that leading up until the TBT.
So where can people find your work?
Yeah, people can find my work on my social media. My Instagram is at ethan.c. Um, my LinkedIn, Ethan Coury. I'm on all platforms, and then our company's website, easysportsgroup.com.
Sweet. So last question. Any final advice for a young athletes?
Yeah, I would say don't let anyone tell you can't make it happen. Whatever it is, whether it's basketball, whether it's getting all A's, or no matter what it is. I think at the end of the day, you have to be determined for what you want in life. And once you have a goal, once you have it set, attack that goal and don't let anyone tell you can't make it happen.
Man, that's excellent advice. Guys, that's Ethan Coury of Easy Sports Group and the Director of Operations for La Familia. Ethan, man, like I said, it was exciting to have you on. Guys, look for his work. Like he said, he's on Instagram at ethan.c, over on Twitter at Ethan Coury, easysportsgroup.com, right, Ethan?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, guys, make sure you get out and check his work. Check his workout and some of his guys. Go over there and check his guys out. But for more recruiting coverage and interviews, podcast, follow us over on Instagram at Pure Prospects. Also over on Twitter, we have a Facebook page. But also subscribe over here on Substack, and also like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Pure Prospects. Ethan, man, I hope you have a good night over at the workout, and I'll talk to you soon, my man.
Same to you, Cody. I appreciate it, man. It was great to see you.
Yes, sir. Good to see you too. Later.
See ya.